Dan, your thoughts on the Bengals taking Pitts at 5, and Pitts is great. You love him, but what do you think about this?
My feelings are No, absolutely not. Give me Penei Sewell. Like, I want to protect my investment of last year. This pick for me, Mel, is not about just 2021 or 2022. It's about how can I get Joe Burrow to play at that really high level that we saw last year in 2020 or 2030. Like, how can I keep him clean and upright so he doesn't experience Andrew Luck's career or even Carson Wentz's career of the past couple years? This is like when I go to Qdoba and they ask me, do I want queso? Of course I want it. It's going to be amazing. But that's not the best decision for me. That's not the best decision for my hips and my love handles.
My goodness,
you know what I'm saying, Mel? I got to be clean and I got to be protected. I love Kyle Pitts. I love him. But I look at the teams like Kansas City Chiefs. And while they had Travis Kelce, the best weapon in the NFL, in the Super Bowl, they couldn't protect the quarterback. It didn't matter. I look at the Raiders. They still have Darren Waller. And their offensive line right now is the biggest question mark attached to their football team. I love Kyle Pitts. Let me protect the quarterback.
Mel, quick response.
He's a once-in-a-decade type of player, guys. That's what Kyle Pitts is. And these receivers are special, too. Chase, Smith, and Waddle. These are guys don't come along. We talk about quarterbacks next year. Whatever. These receivers, this tight end, they don't come along that often, especially Pitts. And you're not going to find a Pitts in this draft, next draft, and 10 drafts. You'll find some receivers maybe, but you can find offensive tackles. Fortunately for the Bengals, guys, offensive tackle and the interior guard center is really deep. In the 2nd through 5th, 6th, 7th round, you're going to find guys. I bet you they bring in 3 offensive linemen in those rounds, and 2 of those guys turn out to be pretty good. So, like I said, the draft doesn't end after Kyle Pitts is selected. They take him at 5. Sure. They can still address the offensive line heavily and still help Joe Burrow, but also get a, like I said, once-in-a-decade or 2 player in Kyle Pitts.
The Bengals also have tackles. I mean, they drafted Jonah Williams in the 1st round to play left tackle. I get where Dan is coming from. I know that Sewell's been earmarked for the Bengals for, it feels like, months now. And I know you want to protect your young quarterback, and he is the rational pick on many levels. But when you watch Kyle Pitts, it's really hard to be rational. I mean, he has it all. He's got hands. He's got the size, the speed, the route running ability. He has a catch radius the size of Jupiter. And while a left tackle will help your young quarterback, you know what else helps a young quarterback? A tight end who can catch literally anything. Dan, I hear you, and I think it's a really close call, but I really think Kyle Pitts is that special of a player, and I know I'm throwing around words like generational, and that seems hyperbolic, but he is the kind of player who deserves hyperbole. As Mel said, he is a once-in-a-lifetime prospect.
I'm with you. When I called Florida games last year, I said he was the 2nd best player in college football outside of Trevor Lawrence. He is absolutely spectacular. But I want everyone to be reminded of what happened in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs still had Travis Kelce, and the quarterback was getting hit a ton. I know they had injuries. Mina, if I asked you, talk to me about the Raiders. As we sit here today, you're not going to bring up they've got Darren Waller. You're going to bring up I'm concerned of how they're going to protect Derek Carr. Yep. Last year, Joe Burrow took the 3rd most hits or 3rd most sacks in the NFL last year, and he only played 10 games. I know they took Jonah, and I know they signed Riley Reif. This pick should be about the Cincinnati Bengals 9 years from now. What is the best situation for your quarterback to play long-term? Kyle Pitts is remarkable, but keeping him protected and clean is your number 1 priority. Not 2, not 3, not 4. It's number 1. And if you fail to do that this draft, everybody's fired.
I just think there's a big difference between average to above average offensive line play and what we saw in the Super Bowl, which was backups and backups. And as Mel points out, when you actually look at this draft and the players who are available, the supply demand, like the supply of offensive linemen, in particular tackles, is much greater than that of tight ends, really all around pass catchers with the abilities that Kyle Pitts has. So as he said, and I'm just basically repeating Mel at this point, they can get Pitts and they can still get a good offensive lineman to get some depth there. This is all about what Cincinnati already has.
You know, Dan's playing the long-term play here, which makes a lot of sense, and I think everyone's kind of doing that. It's interesting, though, how quickly I think Kyle Pitts will translate to the NFL level. I think even quicker than Sewell. Yeah. So you might get a little bit of a quicker bang for your buck there.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.